is just a special, special word in my life. In the previous lesson on Sunday, Reverend Michael spoke of joy, J-O-Y, and he had the periods between them, justifying our yearnings, and how joy carries us to our inner state of consciousness, to our oneness with that. And he spoke of that, that inner smile that we all have. And I know that our outer smile, our physical smile, is a reflection of that inner smile. And as I look around the sanctuary this morning and I see the smiles, I see the warmth, I see the good that we are, I knowing that that big, wonderful smile that's within is reflected tenfold on the outside. Reverend Michael also spoke of the fond memories that he had of his mother's meatloaf. And he's always hungry, you know. And I got thinking as I was preparing the lesson today that that meatloaf sandwich sounds pretty good, doesn't it? There's something about that, that comfort, that goodness, that warmth. But I guess you'll have to wait to fellowship and see what the cooks brought on for today. What I know for my truth is that our smile is a visible outer form of our joy. That when we plant that smile on our face from ear to ear, that we are smiling that interior thought, that interior love, that goodness that is ours. It is a reflection of our spiritual center. I like to think that our smile is like the doorway of our soul. It's open, it's attractive, and we make it that way. Infinite Mind has given us our being, and what we do with it is our choice. The beautiful thing about our whole science and our whole way of living is that we have volition and choice, and we get to use it. When we're filled with difficulties and faced with difficulties, and we're fenced in by those difficulties, and we're in that box with those difficulties, and when we have those challenges and those less than opportunities, when we have those seemingly less than perfect experiences, and I know that we all share those, we all have those from time to time. God does not lift us over the fence. What God does and what Spirit does is gives us the stamina and the mental ability and the strength and the intelligence to leap over the fence, get on the other side of it. We pole vault for joy. We let it be. We justify our yearnings. Spirit infuses us and gives us all the power that we need. The one thing that we must do, we must come true to that power. We must learn to use it intelligently. We must learn to use it for the highest and greatest good, not only for ourselves, but for those that are in our close community. The individual, the you and I, must create the desire and bring to manifestation that desire. We have the capacity, we have the tools, and the know-how. It's doing it that makes it so. Life is a joyous journey. Life is a joyous journey. And when I wrote that the other day, I got thinking, that sounds like a travel agency. Life is a joyous journey, and sort of is, isn't it? Life is a joy. It truly is. And the best part about that trip is that we get to make the reservations, make the plans, and we get to decide where we're going to go. It's all in mind, all in mind. We can go any place in the mind without a passport, a visa, or immunization shots. We can imagine it. We can require that of Spirit. And Spirit always answers yes and always brings it to our personal center. And your personal center is the booking agency for all the trips that we take in our lives. Spirit is not only our personal center, It's the activity of spirit that calls and beckons us to go deeper into our inner soul, our inner self. And it allows our strengths to be known. It allows our inner space to be filled and infused with an energy and a divine good that is always ours. We have new abilities and new skills because we attract those. We desire those. We grow. We grow into those new skills. I like to think of spirit as a soul's teacher. Our personal Emma Curtis Hopkins. And all of us that have been in metaphysics for a while know that Emma Curtis Hopkins certainly was a great metaphysician, the teacher's teacher. And as we accept the gifts that Emma has given us, we know that she always took the high road and encouraged each and every one of us to do the very same thing. Joy, J-O-Y, we justify our yearnings by living and expressing our true nature. In so doing, we become a steward of Spirit's love. And we also become a steward of Spirit's understanding, understanding the individuals that we meet on the path of life. And we become very aware of our spiritual good, our inner knowing. And by being joyful and joy-filled and loving and being loved, we express that from that divine level. Options in life are numerous. There's many of them. Just like there's flavors of ice cream. That's why God made strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. Rocky Road. Double vanilla. Double chocolate. All of it. But we must discover those. And when we discover those choices, and as we discover daily to renew ourselves with the indwelling presence, when we practice our spiritual discipline, our meditations, our spiritual mind treatments, our quiet times, spending time with creative thoughts, spending time with the textbook, we know that when we stay in that space, that we come from our authentic self and our true self. And then we leap over the fences with ease, landing on our feet. That's necessary. We were never separated from the source of our being. For that source resides within. One's ability to pole vault over the fence is proof of our connection to Spirit. We have that close, committed relationship. One can forget who and what they are. That's a doable. And can allow fear and apprehension and negativity and discouragement to creep into the consciousness if we allow it. One thing that I know for a truth for me is I have a fine cure for that, and it's a prescription for anxiety and less things. And that is to express the joy and the love that you truly are. And when you express that joy of who you are, you're pleasant company. It's like company manners when folks come for Sunday dinner. That when you express that authentic self that you are and that joy that you are living where we are supposed to live, a divine requirement. You know, in reality, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. There's two things that we must do, is trust and love. On some occasions, it's more difficult to do than to live in a fractured state of consciousness. I like to think of a fractured state of consciousness as broken thought, less thans that we practice, less thans that we allow. And in that fractured state of consciousness, we know that they're the storytellers and the drama folks that live and share that story with you for years and years and years. And they share that story with you over and over and over and over. I'm knowing for all of you here that none of you are that type of a person. Your stories have more depth to them. And they're funny. And I've really been enjoying Tom's stories on the internet. Thank you again. Some of them aren't for polite company, but I appreciate those too. I think of the people that share that story with you.